Hi guys, welcome back to my channel today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really appreciate you being here today. I appreciate you taking a little bit of your time to hang with me, to watch my content. I sincerely appreciate it, guys. Thank you. So without further ado, today we'll be looking at part 2 of my sexy date night fragrance series. So I did a video, I think it's about 2 weeks ago. I had a number of fragrances that I recommended for date nights. And to be honest, when I say date nights, I know I use the term a bit loosely, right? Because some of these fragrances, in fact, most of them can be worn any time of the day. But obviously, it will be determined by things like, the climate, the temperature, things like that. However, when I say date night, I just mean really date worthy fragrances, fragrances that have that sexy, alluring appeal. Fragrances that make you feel very feminine, very sexy, all of that. That's what I mean when I say sexy date night fragrances. So you could wear them any time of the day, depending on several factors, but you get the drill. All right, now that that's been cleared up, let us go into the fragrances of the day. So I've got 5 fragrances here, and I'd say that they are all, I love most of them. Maybe some are still in the like region, and I'm getting to love them as I use them a lot more. But I have used all these fragrances, I have my experience using them, and I'm talking from my own experience using this. I recognize that we've got different skin chemistries. These fragrances could run different, it could project differently on all of us, but this is my experience using them anyway. That being said, without further ado, let's jump right in. Really excited for this one, guys. I think it's because I have some new discoveries here. So first off, I'll start with Dior Poison Girl. That's this one. This is a beautiful masterpiece from the house of Dior. First off, I'd say that it was one of my first buys when I started my fragrance journey. And you can see from the dent in it that I've used it quite a bit. This is pear, this is pink pepper, this is orange blossom, coffee, jasmine, almond, vanilla, patchouli, some cedar, some cashmere wood. I love Dior Poison Girl for so many reasons. First off, it has this very comforting, I don't know, it's just very comforting to me, and it just wraps you in this cozy scent cloud, anytime you wear it. So for me, I find it sweet, I find it feminine, I find it alluring, but in a warm, cozy way. Does that make sense? I don't know, but the lady who wears this is sexy. She's sexy without trying too hard. She's giving you the green light, but she's keeping it classy at the same time. She's got a warm, knowing smile, and it's just really intriguing to be with. That's the kind of lady I picture with Dior Poison Girl. And it never fails to get me compliments, guys. To me, I think it works better in the maybe when the weather is a bit cooler, just because of the warmth it radiates or it generates. It's sexy, it's alluring, it's comforting. Dior Poison Girl, I love this one. All right, next up we've got Nina Ricci L'Extase. So this is L'Extase by Nina Ricci. I recently reviewed this one. This is a Francis Kurkdjian creation, and he did not disappoint. For those of us who may not know who Francis Kurkdjian is, he's a famous perfumer and the nose behind one of the most famous female fragrances in the last few years, and that's Baccarat Rouge 540. This one, when I spray, it gives sweetness of the pear, it gives the spiciness of the pink pepper, it gives the tartness of the raspberry and the jamminess of the rose in the middle. And finally, it's got this very sexy, deep base of musk, cedar, and patchouli. And I think that's what helps to add some character to this. There's also some caramel and vanilla, and that pops up at various points in the evolution of this fragrance of my skin, and I love this combination. So it reminds me of a dessert made with pear, raspberry, and then topped with a caramel vanilla sauce. And then you have all the notes in the dry down, like I said, to give it some more depth and all that. It's like grown, sophisticated, sensual woman vibes. It's so intoxicating, to say the least. I find that whenever I use this fragrance, I just want to keep spraying at various points in the day just to get a whiff of my scent. And my husband really loves this on me, so I think it's definitely one to try, in my opinion. Let's start by Nina Ricci. There you go. So next up, we've got all right, now we have one that I'm growing to like. I'm not really there yet in terms of loving it, so it's more like a like, not a love. But I won't deny how popular this fragrance is, and it's none other than this goddess here, Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Belle. Is another pear bomb. Notice how all these fragrances, at least the last three, this is the third one I've spoken about, and all of them have pear featuring somewhere in the notes. I think there might be, something about it, maybe the sweetness of pear, and then when it's paired with the right complement of notes and all that, it gives off a very sexy vibe. There's also some bergamot in this. There's leather. To be honest, I still don't really know what leather smells like. I reckon it might be a bit animalic. I'm not sure, but there's leather there anyway. There's some florals in here. There's some vanilla. There's amber, there's musk, there's vetiver in here as well. So again, the usual suspects in the dry down, but in this instance, the amber and the musk are not too prominent in La Belle. So the main players here are mostly the sweeter notes, the florals and the vanilla. So this one, a lot of reviewers in the YouTube community have raved about La Belle, and that's actually what inspired me to try it out, to buy it. It's definitely one that projects really well. It's very feminine, it's sweet, it's pretty. A lot of males and females, excuse me, guys, a lot of males and females love this one. I think it's really mass appealing and the epitome of what most people think a lady, should smell like. Like I said, I'm still testing it. It wasn't an immediate love for me, so on some days I kind of get what people see, but then on some other days I feel like I want a lot more or a little more, just in terms of uniqueness. I feel like there could have been some twist or just something thrown in there to switch this up a little bit. That's the way I feel, but either way, it's a very sexy perfume. It's sweet, it will get you compliments, most definitely. It's very date worthy, in my opinion. La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier is one to try. Right, okay, now next stop, we have one that doesn't get too much hype from the fragrance community, but I find it quite sexy, and it's called Ange. Oh god, I hope I'm not going to butcher the name, but it's Ange ou Démon Le Parfum by Givenchy. This is not necessarily a new fragrance per se. It came out in 2015. It's described as an amber woody fragrance for women. I think I want to spray this just so that I can get a whiff of the scent. I do that with my reviews sometimes. I pick one or two just to remind myself of how they smell. Yes, so this starts off really zesty, citrusy, so it starts off a bit citrusy in the beginning. It's got tangerine, and I love tangerine like as a fruit, so I like how it smells in this one. It's also got some jasmine, though the jasmine here is very well blended, so if you're somebody who is bothered by jasmine, maybe you'll be able to tolerate this. I'm not sure, but I think it's worth a try. So there's orange blossom in there as well. There's some vanilla, there's some amber, there's leather again, there's musk, and there's patchouli in here. I love how all the notes come together though. Like, it's not overly flowery or citrusy or woody or musky. Like, none of these notes outshines the other here. It just gives us this very boozy, sexy, dark, mysterious vibe. I said when I reviewed this, because I have done a review of this on my channel, and when I did review, I said I picture the woman that wears this as one that is like biker chick in her appearance. So she's bold, she's got like rebel like makeup and hair that leans more towards like darker tones. So dark makeup, dark hair, very bold and daring in her fashion choices, but still managing to retain her femininity when you peel off all those layers. I'm sure you know one or two women like that come off really bold and all of that, but are really very soft and feminine when you get to know them. And that's what this sort of represents to me, or that's how I envisage the woman that would love this to be. So I love the fragrance, to be honest. I really, really like it. I don't know why it doesn't get so much hype, but I think it's a very, very sexy fragrance for date night. And it will easily give you like 7 hours or 8 hours if you spray generously at first. Though I know, I mean, longevity can be a function of how your skin reacts to the fragrance here, but I'm just saying based on my own use and my own experience with the fragrance. So it's definitely one to try if you can lay your hands on it. Finally, guys, I have one last one to show you here. Yes, we've got Midnight Rose by Trésor, and this is a Lancôme. This is from the house of Lancôme. Another really pretty fragrance. I like this one. It's really, really pretty. It's a darker adaptation of a rose fragrance, and to be honest, it lives up to its name. Seriously, this is raspberry, rose, pink pepper, some jasmine, vanilla, musk, cedar. Notice how all these fragrances have some either vanilla or musk or cedar or some patchouli at the base, so they're not like sweet bombs. You know, they've got some grounding notes at the base to give them some character and some depth, but you have the more prominent florals or fruits at the beginning and middle of those fragrances. So it's another very sweet, deep rose fragrance that wears very well on my skin, and it just creates a very sensual scent cloud on me. All the notes blend really, really well. You get intermittent whiffs of the raspberry, so that tartness. You get the musk over the rose in the background. Then there's that vanilla that also helps to create that warm, cozy effect. And then the musk and the cedar help to ground the scent and prevent it from being too sweet, you know, and too sugary. So overall, I would say that I really like this. This will make anyone just want to hug you, you know, like to catch a further whiff of your scent. I don't know if you've ever felt that way before. You smell somebody, you know they smell nice. You just want to hug the person and feel that, you know, that aura, you know, smell that fragrance a lot more. So I really love this for night outings, for going to bed, for close encounters, that sort of thing. I love it. I love this fragrance. I think it's very well done. It's a very good adaptation of a rose fragrance, and I love it for date nights. So guys, we're done. That was quick, right? We are done, and these are some fragrances in my collection that I find or I think are sexy and suitable for dates. You can try them. Let me know what you think. If you have or you've tried any of them before, I'd really love to know what you think about them. Do you agree with me? Do you have a contrary opinion? Please engage in the comment section. I would really, really, really love to hear from you. And finally, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. We'll be so happy to welcome you to our little community of fragrance lovers. So guys, till we meet again on another video, please do have a lovely, productive, and blessed week. And I'll see you again. Bye. Thank you.